See? Super cute, right? Very sweet, very lovable. And we're working with her on sits as well. Again, she knows the word, but doesn't know that it means to stay in that sit until you're released. She's got this issue with constantly trying to sniff things on the ground. Let's go. So we're gonna correct her for that because I think she's got her bloodhound in her. She's constantly got her nose on the ground. So sit, good. So we're just gonna do the same thing, some sit drills, right? Nope. Literally when we're outside her, she wants to, kind of do this. So we're working on that because, when you're walking your dog, you want them to be walking along, not, pulling you basically downward or in the direction of wherever their nose is taking them. So, right? Not that we don't want to give them time to sniff and explore things, we do, but that's a whole nother conversation, right? We want to initiate that, otherwise our dog is pulling us all over the place. So we, absolutely want to give them opportunities to sniff and explore their environment, but not while they're walking, right? And I mean, walking. So we stop throughout our walk and give them opportunities to do that. But anyway, right now we're working on the sit command and teaching her, just like with Prince, that sit means to sit down and maintain that command until you're released or, asked to do a different command. So, so that's what we're doing. Break. Good. Sit. Good. So remember, sit means sit there. This is a sit with an implied stay, right? So sit means sit down and stay in that sit until I release you. If she starts to get up, I'm gonna mark it with wrong and then repeat the command while I guide her back into that command with the leash, right? Break. And also them learning that break means they're released, okay? Sit. Good. She's a little bit calmer, just overall. Then Prince is wrong. Sit. Good. Wrong. Sit. Good. Remember, we want them, when they start to break command, we want them to go back into the spot where we originally asked them to sit. All right? Break. Good. Sit. Good. So I'm really not using leash pressure with her. She's pretty good with just the word if I need it. If she doesn't, begin to sit, then I'll use a little pressure. Good. Good sit. Good sit. Break. So when I say break, I give a little tug to let them know, because again, that's a word they don't know. So they're learning. Break means, you can get out of that sitting position. Sit. Good. Oh, boring you? Break. Good. Sit. Leash pressure. Good. So as soon as her bottom hits the ground, the leash pressure comes off. Good. Good. Break. Good girl. So all little, right? Sit. Good. Good eye contact. Sit. Wrong. Sit. We'll back her up a little bit. A little bit of spatial pressure to back her up back into the spot. So simply by walking towards her. Good sit. Break. Good. So, if I had a dog that totally didn't know the sit command, let's go. I would be doing sit, break, break pretty quickly in the beginning, right? And then gradually building up the time in between, that I give them the sit command before releasing them. But again, these guys have some knowledge of these commands, so a little further along in the process than would be with a totally green dog, okay? So I am challenging them a little bit more than I would a dog that didn't know sit at all. So, good. Wrong. Sit. Good. No. Wrong. Sit. Good. Okay. So it's just like that. And, you know, one of the things some people struggle with is how they say the commands, how they say wrong, or when you know, at this point we're just in the learning phase, which is why we're saying wrong. Later on, once they, you know, we've done hundreds and hundreds, thousands of repetitions, and we know that she understands sit means to sit down and, you know, don't get out of that sit no matter what's going on. We got to work up to that, of course, but that people, you know, when we're saying no, people have a tendency to say it more forcefully, and you really don't need to. So, you know, you hear me, I just simply am marking it with wrong. When we get to the word no, when we get to correction level, that I would just say no, just like I'm saying wrong. So there's no need to yell at your dog or even, you know, be forceful with them. They can learn the commands and the marker words, which are good, wrong, and or no, and no. Those are all marker words, marking moments that they're either getting it right or getting it wrong, right? So you don't have to yell at them. You know, oftentimes I think people go there because they get frustrated. So, you know, you don't have to do this for hours and hours. Just do it a few minutes at a time, and you're less likely to get frustrated. The dog's going to make mistakes. They're learning, and when they've already learned, they're still going to try and push the boundaries from time to time, and that's, you know, what it's all about, is that leadership and teaching them that you really mean what you say, right? So, break. Good. Let's go. Sit. Good. Sit. Break. Good. She's got such a cute face. That's good. There's his face. Sit. Good. Sit. Good. Break. Good girl. All right, so this is Peaches. Sit. Good. And she's, you know, here for this 4-week board and train. You're going to be seeing more from her. This is only day 2. Also not food motivated at this point. Let's see if she even takes it. Watch. Takes it, spits it out. Okay, so we're working on that. We'll get there with the food. So that's why we're just using the leash and collar right now. So anyway, again, if you have questions, comments, post it in the comment section. You know, or email me at info@gooddogcoaching. If you're working with your dog and you're working on a sit or any other command or behavioral issues, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help you however I can. And, you know, it would be my pleasure. So look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Break. Good.